Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, today we're doing another side-by-side comparison, and this is between the two top-selling smartphones in the world. It is the Galaxy S6 versus the iPhone 6. So right here and now, we're going to see just how they look side by side and see which one to you is more aesthetically pleasing. So when we put these two devices right next to each other, we can see that the S6 is going to be a bit taller between the phones themselves. And in terms of aesthetics on the front, you have front cameras on the both, you have the earpiece on the both, and you have the home buttons on the both devices. But with these two, you can see circular versus more of an oval shape. They both have Touch ID with just holding down a tap on the devices. And overall, in terms of screen quality, the S6 is going to be the clearer and brighter of them, but that's going to go more into the full review and comparison. Now, in terms of height, the S6 is going to be taller simply because it's a 5.1 inch screen versus a 4.7 on the iPhone 6. And the iPhone 6 should also be slightly narrower as well in terms of width. And we can see that, yes, if we put it right here, it is going to be less of a reach across with your fingers. Now, as we place them on the side, we see the buttons are a little bit similar, but yet at the same time going to be different because the iPhones tend to be lowered on the volume rocker in comparison to the S6, and that's because they make the screen rotation button right here give a little bit of room, so that's why. We also see the antennas on the iPhone 6 on the sides right here, whereas on the S6 itself it is going to be different. As we turn around here, the S6's antennas are at the top, from right here at the tops, and doesn't take up the back, which we'll show in a second. You also have the IR blaster right here on the Galaxy S6 in comparison to no IR blaster to control your media on the Apple. On this side right here, we have a little bit more similarities in terms of the power button being the only button on this side, as well as the SIM card nano trays. Again, the iPhone antenna sticks on here, and here's where you can see the kind of difference in terms of the gripability between these two devices. I might have made up that word. Really where you can actually just grip it, because the flat surface on the S6 indents from the curvature on the corners, whereas the iPhone 6 is kind of curved all around and doesn't have that same grip in the hand. This is one of the upgrades, you can say, of the similar designs between the two. Now, in terms of thinness, the S6 is supposed to be slightly thinner, although we're talking 0.mm, so you can't really tell the difference up close. And on this side, this is where a lot of people are saying that, hey, these two phones look very similar. The grill looks similar, the micro USB looks similar to where the lightning port is, and of course the headphone port right here as well. Now, in terms of the noise cancellation mics, they're a bit different, as well as the S6 has one at the top as well, comparing to the iPhone 6 doesn't. So this one's just a bigger noise cancellation in comparison to the two smaller ones found on the S6. And again, the antennas are placed right here on the bottom. And then let's go to the back. So when we go to the back of these two devices, we do see the difference between them. The iPhone is going to have the antennas laid out throughout, following the same patent that they got from HTC to have the antennas round outside the metal, whereas the S6 just has them slightly at the top, which is supposed to be placed correctly and able to amplify it because of this. So it's supposed to be better projection on this compared to the older fashioned antennas on the outside. Now, in terms of the cameras, they both stick out. However, you can definitely tell the increase in not only megapixels from the image sensor, but just obviously it sticks out a bit more in comparison on the S6 versus the iPhone 6. Now, in terms of the flash, they both have multicolor flashes, but definitely what stands out is the heart rate sensor as well on the S6. Both have the logos right here, as well as Apple also has the name iPhone as well, and then all the FCC stuff labeled down here. Now, the iPhone has the aluminum, which is a very soft touch, but can be very slippery, even more so than the glass that's found on the S6. This kind of curvature versus the curve and flat is what makes the iPhone 6 a little bit slippery in comparison to the S6. But both are premium design. However, definitely what I always say is just when like light reflects off of it, you can just definitely notice a bit more with the S6 in terms of premium compared to the iPhone 6. And just gives that shine to it, you could say. Now, overall, which one do you like more aesthetically is up to you. But I obviously do favor the S6 just because it kind of took the best of what premium material phones like the iPhone 6 HTC, Nexus 4, a lot of ones we saw out there in the market, and just kind of fine-tuned a lot of the features. Let me know what you guys think. Which one do you think is more aesthetically pleasing? And let me know in the comment section down below. I will be going over lots of comparisons between these two devices, so make sure to stay tuned to the Android Guy on YouTube. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.